everyone, welcome back. If you're new, my name's Angela. This is my husband Darius. We are going to finish part 2 of baby Ezekiel's birth vlog.
Hi, beautiful. Okay.
So
Part
part 1 was like an hour after I got Pitocin is where it ended, and we were going for a walk.
Okay. Water broke. You weren't dilating. Pitocin. We went for a walk. It's funny because the contractions weren't really picking up that much, and then every time we talked about the contractions, out of nowhere, they just like amped up, like mid-sentence for her. I'm like, oh. So, little dude's sassy, to say the least. At that reset, and we did our practice run and recorded none of it. What we were saying is that he was sassy in utero. So, definitely much more now.
Took a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Contractions kind of amped up.
They came in and checked you, or you asked to get them to check you?
Yeah, so by this point, it's probably like 5. What is the liters for Pitocin?
Not sure.
Okay. So, whatever it is, I was up to 4 by this point. And the contractions got
dosing.
The contractions got pretty good, so I was like, okay, I want to see where I'm at. So they checked me, and I was 5 centimeters dilated, right? I was 5 centimeters at that point.
Yeah.
Because then I was in active labor. I started to have more pain, so I decided to try the bath. The birthing bath was amazing.
The first time, yeah.
The first time, yeah. I was in there for like an hour.
Mm-hmm. So they basically kicked you out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the water got cold. So, and then, this is where I got bored, right?
Yeah.
So I got bored and did this.
What are you doing?
What are you talking about? Just trying the birthing ball. Is this how you do it? It's super bouncy. Shoot, I'm gonna hurt myself. It's super bouncy. Oh man, I really thought I was about to bust my butt on that one. Oh gosh. I'm not doing it anymore. Stop. You're contracting. That was higher than your contractions there.
It's from laughing.
I know. Go try one more time. One more big one. Oh crap. Oh gosh. That's kind of scary. Whew.
You get some air in that thing.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. You should try it. It might help with the push. You know, just, can you just imagine going like, oh shoot, there. Get the midwife over here, try and catch him. Oh, so just tell me when you're pushing. That's how you have a baby, ladies and gentlemen. That was kind of fun. Actually, surprisingly. I never did that at home, which is surprising. I've only done it there. Well, no, because I did a little bit with Aliyah, but never so high. You can get freaking high. I got scared a few times, I'm not gonna lie.
I think we tried like 1 or 2 more walks, but the pain was just getting really bad.
Oh, is where it shifts your pain?
Yeah, because I started having like back pain, back labor.
Back labor. So, yeah. Side note. All right, so with her, she's worked in the hospital. She's been a nurse aide. That's actually how we met. Different story. One day we'll tell you. But anyways, so she worked in a hospital, and this patient, multiple times actually, she's had different injuries. But one time she got like, the bed was chest height. She was standing up, and they were doing whatever to the patient, getting him changed. And the patient had dementia that kind of pulled her into the bed and twisted her. And then another time, this patient was restrained. They took off her foot restraints, but didn't tell her. And the patient just like donkey kicked both feet into her. She went flying into the door frame, metal door frame. So she ended up in the ER that time, and they sent her to PT. So her back, it turns out that her lower spine's kind of twisted, and then her pelvis is shifted forward. So that being said, she has a lot of back issues, and when these contractions started and her moved to her back, they were intense. I don't know if you want to describe them, or you could just go on to...
It's just, I don't even know if I can describe it. It's just like torture.
Okay.
So,
you were very, very ambitious. That's not the right word. You're very adamant about not doing a epidural, yeah. Yes. So you wanted the natural labor. Okay. So I was really, really trying to support you because you told me like, don't matter how bad it gets, unless it's all on my back. But I still pushed a little bit to see if you could go natural. Because it wasn't that bad yet.
Yeah.
Yet. So you tried the bath?
Yep, so I did try the bath again after being out for like only 20 minutes.
Oh, and the nurse did tell us about like counter pressure, like push you on the spine, push you on
like where the pain is at. You can try to push pressure.
So we tried that, and then we tried it in the bath too. And Aliyah's making a bunch of noise in her baby jail.
That's when you fell in the bathtub too.
Yeah, I kind of fell in with you, but I wasn't like soaked. It was just like my legs. I just lost my balance a little bit. So I tried the counter pressure in there. It worked sometimes, most of the time, but sometimes it didn't and just made it worse. So it was kind of like, do I do it? Do I not? Do I do it? Do I not?
Right.
I was just like, so eventually we got out of the bathtub.
Bless you.
Tried walking. They were thinking it was sunny side up. I'm hungry now.
Where the baby's face up, so it's putting more pressure on your back. So I thought maybe that was making the back pains worse.
Right.
So we tried a couple different positions to see if that would help. It made it all, the pain was so much worse. Every position they put me in. I'm pretty sure I traumatized my nurse at that point. Poor nurse. So then we tried nitrous oxide. Well, I tried, not me. If he even looked at it, they would take it away from me. So I told him he couldn't touch it.
Oh, someone's pooping. So here's a clip about it. It's about 10:30. Angela's having contractions still. They've gotten really intense. She just got out of the bath and was having trouble handling them. So she's trying nitrous now. And she's been having fun with it. So let's see if she says anything after she's done. Let's see.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
How do you feel?
Loopy.
Loopy?
Yeah.
How exactly?
Everything is stinkly. He's getting annoyed now. He's moving. My lips feel so funny.
Do they?
They look fat.
Not quite.
They look like they're
What you got there?
swollen. I got the good-ish.
The good-ish?
Oh god. One starting?
Yes. Yes, definitely no. It jumped from 20 to 50, so. But that could have been a movement. Enjoying that? That's nitrous oxide, in case you were wondering. It's actually another name it's called is laughing gas. So she was in the tub. The tub was working decently well, but she was just having a lot of back contractions. How do you feel? Yeah, that good?
I feel like Darth Vader.
Darth Vader?
Luke, I am your father.
maybe we take the mask off. Try it again. Try it one more time. Here, put the mask on and then pull it off.
And do what?
Luke, I am your father.
You did the same thing, except you switched your nose.
Isn't that how he sounds though?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it.
That's another one about to start. Because this shit hurts.
I don't think maybe. Yeah. Well, that was a big hit, girl. I think your dad would be proud of that hit, huh? We'll have to show him this video, that's for sure. Whoa. So what they said about this is that it doesn't take the pain away, it just makes you kind of forget about it and not care about it as much. Did you forget your pain?
Nope, that shit is all in my back and it hurts so bad. I can't do back labor.
Yeah, well, the midwife said it's borderline torture if you get back labor. I know, that's the one thing you were afraid of, huh?
Yeah. I feel nauseous. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
Is that funny? Oh gosh. I'm sorry if you smell it through the camera. She's having too much fun over here. Have you ever seen anyone having this much fun in labor?
Not in active labor. Finally, after
no, you're active.
Hours, like 40 hours of late in labor. I'm finally in active labor.
Correct.
Only 5 centimeters dilated, and it's what, 10:30, 10:37.
Yes, exactly.
I can still read time.
It's good. It's good. You haven't taken too many hits then.
No.
So we're still doing okay. It might be building up. I think you could probably take a hit. That might have been movement. Nope. Go. Okay, that was movement. Gave you a little extra hit just because I felt like it. Did you enjoy that? Oh my goodness, I never knew labor could be this much fun when you got the right equipment. So I'm watching that green number there. See it going up right now? That's from her laughing. It basically measures the contraction in her belly. So when she laughs, it goes up. When it contracts, it goes up. Her baseline in the current way it's at set is around 20-ish when she's fully relaxed. So once it starts shooting up a little bit, I tell her because it will read going up before she actually goes into a contraction. Like now, I didn't tell her in enough time, but because it takes a couple hits to actually start feeling it. So if I time it correctly, the contraction's better. If I miss it, it's a little bit worse.
That's all in my bag, babe. It's straight all in my bag. You know, with this.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was good. There was one even better than the Luke, I'm your father. It was like the first time she did, before I even thought about pulling out my phone, she like takes it out, she's like, I feel like Cheech and Chong. And like her voice was, she actually mimicked one of their accents. And she sounded just like them, and like her voice was super, it was fantastic. I can't believe I missed it, but it's like a distraction basically.
It works.
It makes you laugh a lot.
Yeah, I was dying. But it only worked for like
half an hour or so.
Maybe 4 or 5 contractions. Because by that point they were coming really close together. They were like every minute or two.
So you tried something else, which was the morphine.
Yep, morphine.
But you're very sensitive to all types of medications, so you were kind of hesitant. So they did half a dose.
Yep.
Which did what to you?
Put me to sleep.
Yep. And you almost forgot breathing. I'm like, hey, hold on, I'm not at work here. I don't have to tell you to breathe. But anyways, yeah, so that didn't really work. So her back contractions at this point were like contracting in her back, you know, crazy amount of pain. And then when they let off, her back was still in a lot of pain. So it was just like constant pain. And that's when she called them in to see how close she was.
Yep, because I said if I was like 7 or 8, I would try to hold out. If not, I was like, I'm just going to give in and just get an epidural. Because I was realizing at that point it's either going to be epidural or C-section, which I did not want to have another C-section. So they came in. The lady did try to check me while I was standing, but I was just in so much pain, she had trouble. So they turned down the Pitocin to try to give me a break in between contractions. The lady came in and I was terrified for her to check me, and my thoughts were right because I hadn't dilated anymore. I just stopped dilating.
So it turns out that her contractions were intense, but she didn't get the rest in between, and that's what's really going to help dilate. Use that intense contraction, and you have to dilate and let your muscles relax. You want to stop looking at me. If you don't get that rest in between the contractions, your contractions are not efficient, so you won't dilate, and that's what happened to her. So then decisions were made.
And I finally decided to get an epidural. And they came in, and then they got a call. Well,
they came in, they set everything up, and were getting you in position, had me in position. They got an emergency call, so they had to leave. And it took a while.
Yeah, they were gone for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But by that point, she had completely turned my Pitocin off, and my body was just doing its own thing. But it was still so unbelievably painful. Like, I was screaming and crying and I wanted my mom. I remember that. I remember crying for my mom a few times.
Never wanted your mom. Your mom usually makes a situation so much. It goes from like a 2 to like a 15 on a scale of 10. That's just you guys. You guys just like.
But I was like legit like a baby, right? Like I love my mama.
Basically. Yeah.
So.
Like I didn't matter there. I wasn't helping this situation anyway, but I was there.
You were keeping me up. So then they came back and she tried twice to get the epidural in place, and every time it was just slightly off to the right. But the second time I thought it was there.
You got some relief, that's right. And
they did
left.
their checks, they left, and then they went to put the Foley in, and I was like, wow, I'm feeling all types of stuff that I shouldn't be feeling because it numbs you, you know, from here down. So the nurse was like, I don't think it's in right. And I wanted to cry more. Third time was the charm.
So from the moment that they first came till they finally got it in, it took like an hour.
At least.
It was like 1:30 or 2 at that time.
By the time I finally got it situated and comfortable and couldn't feel anything.
Pitocin was off, epidural was in, pain was great. And then we took a nap.
Yeah.
Well, they told us to rest, so we're thinking like an hour, they'll come check us again. We passed out. I passed out hard. I was just gone through the world.
I kept getting woken up every couple hours. The nurse came in and I was laying like in this sideways position with this weird peanut yoga ball in between my legs. It's supposed to help open everything up. That was oddly comfortable.
Because you passed out too.
But I passed out so hard and I woke up and it was 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we slept like, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours that night. So
by that point it had been a whole 48 hours since my water broke. And I was exhausted. And I was terrified to get checked because I was like, I'm only going to be at like a 7. But I kind of started to feel contractions again. They weren't, it wasn't pain. It was more of just like this weird sensation in there. Like it kind of started up here, but it was nothing like a contraction. And then I felt some pressure down below. So I was not getting my hopes up though. I was not at all.
Me neither. I thought you were going to be like a 6.
So probably like 10-15 minutes after we woke up, they came in. She's like, all right, let's check you and see where you're at. Strangest feeling in the world, because when she went in to check and see how dilated I was, I legit felt her touch the baby. It was insane. Like, it was numb, but I could like feel. And she was like, yep, you're at a 10. We're ready to go.
Then we tried the labor down. I think we have a clip for it. But
yep.
I should go do one up. Hello. She was mid-contraction. The nitrous didn't work, clearly. It worked for like 4 contractions and then it stopped working. The pain just got too bad in her back. And she got to the point where the pain wasn't stopping in her back in between contractions, so she was getting no rest. She had to go the epidural route. Basically, at that point, had no choice. When they did the epidural, she was able to actually, her contractions slowed down enough to where she was able to stop to get some sleep. So we both slept a few hours, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4. It is currently 9:30. We got here yesterday at 7, so it's been like 26 and a half hours since she came in. She's fully dilated and ready to push, although they want to try this technique, which is labor down is what they call it. They call it labor down. Basically, instead of pushing already, they're just going to let the contractions do their thing and kind of start the pushing for her. And the baby just keeps coming down the canal. At the point where she can't resist the urge to push, or the baby's not doing well enough, or a certain amount of time has passed, they come in here and then they will kind of coach her and push, because I guess at that point she wouldn't realize that she needs to push because she doesn't feel that urge. She's either going to feel that urge or they're going to have to coach her. So in other words, baby will be here in an hour at most. So that being said, yay! Little baby's going to be here. She looks pretty exhausted. I mean, I think her water broke, I don't even know, 40, almost 50 hours ago. So this is technically over 50 hours of labor. Yeah, it was not all active, but it's not restful, let's say that. It's been rough on her. I can't even imagine. I'm just here with her and tired myself, but she's doing all the work. So anyways, we'll see you soon with the baby. Tried laboring down. So we did that for, it was like 9:30. And I think we did that for like half an hour, 45 minutes or so, because I recorded the video right at 9:30.
Yeah.
He was born at
11:24.
11:24.
Yeah, we called her in at like 10:15 because they said to try to pay attention. I had to stop pressing the button, which was kind of sad because I liked that pain medication. It was great. But they wanted me to be able to feel the pressure and stuff so I could know when I needed to push, which I never felt the pressure. I could just tell when a contraction was starting and I knew I had to push. So it was like 10:15 when we called them in so I could start trying to push.
Something like that.
I think around like 10:25, 10:30 was when we did the first couple practices.
That's right. I said, oh, you're ready, and called the midwife in and we continued to push. It took about like an hour and 15. I watched the whole thing. Didn't pass out. I mean, I've watched them before, but it's a little bit different with your wife. A lot of bit different. But it was cool. It was exciting. See his little head coming out.
Yeah, I don't remember anything at that moment. I was just so zoned into pushing that I don't remember anything. All I remember is them saying, look, it's your baby.
You took a huge juice on the table.
Stop it. No, I
I'm
didn't.
just kidding.
Oh my God.
Oh, we forgot. Did we tell you that when we did the vegan diet? Did you cover that in the first video?
Yeah.
I went vegan for like a meal and a half and it sucked. I'm sorry, all you
Sorry,
vegan people
vegans.
out there. Like, good for you, but I couldn't. Man, it was tough. I felt very like no energy, so I couldn't imagine you. So you went vegan, then water, or not water, liquid.
Clear liquids, yeah. I was exhausted, to say the least.
Kind of how Luna looks right now. I don't know if you guys can see her, but she's like about to pass out.
But yeah, then our little dude was here.
Oh, this little dude. Oh. There's a little man. You take daddy's seat, little man. So we went out for Father's Day, and we got home and he's been passed out. This is our little man. He's gotten so big. He was born at 7 pounds, 12 ounces, 11:24 in the morning on Friday, June 5th, and he was 19 inches long. Aliyah was 7 pounds, 12 ounces, and 19.5 inches long. So he was a tiny bit shorter than her. But yeah. This is the little man. This is Ezekiel. Zeke James, right? His middle name?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I had to ask because I knew that, but whatever. I gotta reassure her every once in a while that she's still needed. Just kidding. You're beautiful.
Thanks.
There he is. This is our little baby. Say hi, Ezekiel. He was born June 5th, 11:24 a.m. 7 pounds, 12 ounces, and 19 inches long. You gave mommy a heck of a run, baby. But you're so worth it. Look at you. Look at that cute sleepy face.
Yeah.
Oh, I found another one.
That
This is
brother.
Aliyah. Oh,
Say hi, baby. Say I love you. Yeah.
I think that was her I love you. Hold on. Hold on. Can you say bye to the camera?
Say bye.
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 Say like and subscribe. Bye bye.
Up there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Just like no one's looking.
No. No one's looking here. You can't say bye? Okay.